Hey YouTube, we have behind us a 2008, maybe 2008 Chevy Impala that came here on a flatbed wrecker because it's running like doo-doo. Let me show you. Okay, so start this baby up. Okay, we've got the engine power is reduced. We have service tire monitor. That's something different there. Service traction control. You can see the traction control light. You can see the tack jumping. Not sure if you can hear it, but it's misfiring. It's just running terrible. Try to give it gas. It's right to the floor. Nothing. Oh, a little bit. There we go. So it's running like crap. Let me show you what's up here. Shut this thing off here. Okay, I've got my launch scanner here. This is the Bluetooth connector. I bought this little extension cord for the OBD2 port off of eBay. It was literally like $6. The reason I bought it is because this thing sometimes can't plug into every single car because they don't always have the OBD2 ports out in the open like the Chevy. Doesn't need it on the Chevy, but I like this cord so much I just leave it plugged in. So let's plug this in here. Okay. Alright, we got our lights. Camera action. Let's go up here. I really like this scanner just mostly because I could sit in my chair and diagnose cars. Okay, we got a GM. Yes. Nobody wants to watch this. Hurry up. Okay, we're gonna go auto search. Auto search. Sure, that looks right. 08 Chevy Impala. Okay. We're gonna go system selection. And what does that have in it? Does that have the single manual, right? Yeah. I don't even know. Does somebody know what that is? I have no idea what that even means. I just select no. 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 And we're going to go to the ECM. We're going to go read fault code. And we're going to go DTC display. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Minimum throttle position not learned. Throttle actuator control module. Actuator position performance. Pretty much all the same. So these codes all pertain to the throttle system on this car because, as you all know, we no longer have throttle cables. Something that never went bad, they chose to omit, and now we have wireless drive-by-wire systems that give us nothing but problems. Well, they give you guys nothing but problems. They give me nothing but work. So I'm going to show you a real easy way to take care of this. The lights that are on the dash, how should I word this? There's other causes that could cause these codes to come up. This particular one, I'm confident, is the throttle body. Vacuum leaks, the sensors in the gas pedal, there's all kinds of stuff, but this one's going to be the throttle body, I'm pretty sure. So so let's pull that throttle body off and show you how to fix it. Okay, pull your gas cap off, but not just the cap. Push down and turn it counterclockwise and pull that whole little extension off. That'll allow you to be able to remove this thing here. The back just pops on with a couple little tabs there. We'll put this back in the hole so we don't get any keyboard warriors, even those negative comments about dirt getting in there. Okay. Take a flat blade screwdriver and pop this little lock tab up. and that'll allow you to push in on that to release the tab. Unplug the mass airflow sensor. Let's pull this little guy off here. We'll do the same for this tab. Okay. And this evap line here has a little locking tab on the back side. It's probably hard to see. Just pull it with your finger. Pull it back with your finger. Pull that straight up. Just like that. Slip that out of the way. These two snaps on top of this air box, pull those off, and this will slide out. We should be able to get this whole thing out of the way here. She's warm. This just slides in with these two tabs. It slides down, and then these little things lock it in place. Okay, here's our throttle body. This is our problem. You can already see it. You can already see the residue built up in there. These are all 10 millimeter. There's going to be 4 nuts on the bottom, 2 bolts on the top. A little magnet tray so I don't lose everything. The first 2 nuts on the bottom simply secure the heater the heater hoses in place, the steel line. So we'll pull those off. And then we can pull the heater lines out, set them down out of the way. Oh, I dropped it. I'll never find that. Pull these 2 nuts off. I hope it hit the floor. Use a magnet. Don't do what I did. Use a magnet. Pull these 2 bolts out. The throttle body slides right off these lower studs here. She is hot. I should mention that it just uses an O-ring for a gasket, so this is reusable. Just clean it up and reuse it. But let me make sure the camera's picking this up. Give me my light. Look at how filthy that is. That's going to be our problem right there. So I'm going to set this thing down because it's burning my hand. I'm going to try to find that little nut that I dropped, and we're going to clean this thing. Yeah. I got lucky on that one, guys. Be careful, don't drop those. Okay, we have our dirty throttle body, and we have some CRC Napa throttle body and air intake cleaner. If you read the fine print, it does say that it's supposed to be safe on throttle bodies. They recommend that you don't clean throttle bodies. I don't know why they do that. This one's not marked, but a lot of the Chrysler ones, the Dodge ones will say do not clean. And then you flip them over and they're even worse than this. So what's the alternative? You know, you could spend $5. You've already got a bad throttle body. You might be able to revive it, or you could spend, I don't know, a couple $100 on a factory reman unit. Why not try to clean it? So let me pull this gasket out here so I don't damage it with this cleaner. If I can get it out. You don't want to get that on the O-ring. Okay. What really works great is an old toothbrush if you have one, and I have several, and I don't know where any of them are at right now, so we're just going to use this clean rag. And one easy way to do this is to hold the throttle plates open with your finger like that, and that'll give you access to the inside right there. Now I could be totally wrong, but I like to think that this edge on both sides of the butterfly is probably the most crucial part to have clean, because that's where the throttle body will find its range when it opens and closes. So get it nice and clean to avoid any false readings in your TPM sensors, TPS sensors. Okay, it's not 100%, but it's going to work, I think. So it's important to check this for cracks, or if it's dried out. Don't use it if that's the case, because you're going to get unmetered air in there and it's going to cause drivability issues. This one's in good shape, so we're going to reuse it. They usually are in good shape for the most part. Make sure that your O-ring is seated. Slide it back onto those two lower studs. Carefully install the nuts. Don't drop them. Make sure to lift your heater hoses back up and align them on those studs as well. Again, being careful not to drop the nuts. Back in place. This vacuum line that we had to pull that tab, it just actually just push it right back on. It'll pop right on. Clips right into place. Plug our throttle body back in. Push the retaining lock forward. Where's our mass air meter? Where'd she go? There it is. Plug that back in. Lock it. All right. Okay, we're done under the hood. Let's go in the car. Okay, we're back in the car. Let's turn the key on. Service tire. Alright, still says engine power is reduced, which means if we start it up, it's going to disappoint us. Let's I had the battery disconnected the whole time I did that. I thought maybe it might reset that, but not the case. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the idle relearn on this, and hopefully special functions idle. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go clear the fault codes. Okay. Cycle the key, says service tire system, still says engine power is reduced. Well, what the heck? This thing just doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so after pulling the throttle body off, cleaning it, putting it back on, resetting the idle learn, or going through the idle learn process on the scan tool, still didn't clear it up. It's worked for me in the past on other cars, but maybe it's just a band-aid fix, maybe it's a temporary fix, and maybe if it did work this time, 6 months from now, it'd act up again. So I picked up a part. It's a standard part, TH455, and this is the side of the throttle body. This is actually the TPS sensor. They didn't used to offer these. They used to have to replace the whole throttle body to replace this, but now they offer them. So we're going to pull the throttle body back off, and we're going to swap out the sensor here, and I'm going to try resetting the idle without using a scan tool, because a lot of you guys that watch videos looking up how to fix your car, you probably don't have that access to a scan tool like some of us do. So let's get to it here. We'll see if we can fix this car up. Okay, we got the throttle body off the car. What you want to do is you want to take a small flat blade screwdriver and you want to remove all these little metal clips. These little metal clips are what retain the sensor housing onto the throttle body housing. Put a finger over it so when you pop these clips off, they don't go flying off. They like to fly across the shop. Like that. Some of the kits you buy come with new ones, so if yours comes with new ones, maybe you wouldn't mind losing one, but you don't want to take one to the eye. A lot of tension on these things. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With all 6 of them gone, you should be able to push up on this. You want to lift this straight off. There it is. There's our old one. Now pay attention to this nylon gear. You want to make sure all the teeth look good on it, and this one they do. Some of them you'll find them where maybe dirt or something got in here. This is a steel gear, the little pinion gear on the electric motor that opens throttle plates. And sometimes if dirt gets in here, it'll actually tear the teeth out. It's pretty common on the Chryslers, not so much on these ones. So we'll take our new sensor and take a look at how it's clocked, because that needs to go onto that little tab. You'll see that tab is flat. Now if it's too far out of whack, I don't recommend this, but you can take a small screwdriver and you can turn this sensor so that it lines up. But if it doesn't line up, depending on which way it is, I suppose I should say, you can just give a little push on the throttle plate here, and what it does is it'll twist, it'll straighten that guy out. So let's see, where are we at here? Should just about line up. Right there. Okay. Now, the sensor's on. Now we got to put those little tabs back on. Okay. Oh, we got one. What do we got? One missing. And that's it. Let's go put this back on the car and see if it helps us out at all. Okay, so we're back in the car. My scan tool does have a feature to do the auto idle learn reset, but I know a lot of you guys don't have scan tools like I do, so what I did was I just left the battery disconnected for about 20 minutes, and this is going to be it. We're going to give it a shot here. Traction control off. That's not a good sign. Service tire system. Let's see if it comes up with reduced power. Service tire monitor system. Odometer. Okay, it's not showing us the reduced power mode like it was before. Let's see what happens. It's running. So you don't have to have a scan tool to do the idle relearn. A lot of the throttle body TPS sensors are plug and play. You just have to disconnect the battery for about 10-20 minutes. But if you have a scan tool, then you can do the idle relearn and you don't have to disconnect the battery and you won't lose all your radio presets and whatnot. So that was a pretty easy fix for a pretty common problem. If anybody found this video useful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Thank you guys for watching.